In the last part of this video, I'm going to show you how I decrease with a mini corner to corner. Now I've woven in all my ends, so they were out of the way, but I have 3 rows left, just the little corner, and it's all in the mint color, so we don't have to worry about changing colors. So I just finished working a row, and when at the top of the chart and I'm not increasing anymore, I'm just working straight across, so I'm not adding any height to the graph. I'm just working the graph straight across now at the top. So I'm going to slip stitch, and don't do it too tight, otherwise your edges are going to be cinched. Okay, and then when you flip it, now normally we'd be chaining 5 and adding another square up here on top, but we don't want to do that for this. We're going straight across because that's what our graph is. Instead, we're going to slip stitch across this square here, and I'm going to be building another square right here in this empty spot. Okay, and I slip stitch 3 times because I made 3 half double crochets for each square. So I'm going to slip stitch in the first half double crochet. Again, not tight, not super tight. Okay, because you don't want your edges to ruffle. If you pull tight, your edges are going to ruffle. So that's 1 slip stitch. I'm going to slip stitch in the second half double crochet, and then again in the third. And there's your square there. Now, instead of building up and doing chain 5, I'm going to chain 2, because all I'm doing is putting a square here. I'm not having to build another row, which is when you chain 5. So I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and my 3 half double crochet. And then I just slip stitch, chain 2, just like the rest of the graph. And another. 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, I forgot to cut this one. I don't need that one anymore. And I always like to move my loose ends to the back. I don't know why, I just do. I feel like it's neater. So again, right here, I'm on the edge, and because I'm not adding another square to the outside of my graph, I'm going to slip stitch. And when I turn it over, I'm going to slip stitch 3 times in that square that I just made. 1, 2, oops, and 3. Chain 2, 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3 half double crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch again, enter, and I have my very last square to make after I slip stitch 3 times. So here's 1 slip stitch, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And so I'm done here. Now all I have to do is connect this, and I've finished my graph. So when I'm done, because if you look at the edge, it's not nice and even, it's all kind of jagged, I like to do a single crochet round all the way around. And I always use whatever background color I'm using. Especially if you're making a graph gown, it makes it really easy to join. So instead of having another end to weave in, because I hate weaving in ends, I'm going to chain 1, and I do 2 single crochets for each block. So I'm going to single crochet 1, that one's kind of loose, and single crochet 2. And because that was one of the side squares, I do it in that chain. Now, everybody always asks the placement. When I have 3 like that, I kind of just eyeball it and make it as close to evenly spread out as possible. So 2, oh, sometimes they're a little bit harder to work in here. So 1, 2. And then I just do that all the way around. In the corners, I do my 2 single crochet on each side, but in the very, very, very corner, I do a single crochet, chain 2, and another single crochet, and then I continue on with the 2 single crochets on each side of the square. And that's it. That's how I get a nice neat edge. Even if you're joining all your squares together, it's really nice to have that finished edge because it makes joining them so much easier, because everything is evenly spaced and you're not having to hunt around in all these little squares trying to find where you're going to place your join, whatever it is that you're joining.